Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about how I've customized my iPhone 14 for productivity, simplicity, and a much more intentional experience. I've been going through this whole process for the last couple of months of kind of changing how I use the technology in my life, honestly to just try and make my life better. And it's been extremely successful thus far. I uploaded a video a couple of weeks ago kind of going over how I'm organizing my whole life for 2023 using digital planning, and I wanted to make a video specifically about the changes that I've used on my phone because I think this is probably the piece of technology that the average person uses the most, and the changes that I've made have been really helpful for me. So anyways, I really wanted to make this video, and yeah, for now, let's just jump right in. Okay, so I have the iPhone 14 mostly because it has a really good camera. The last few older models of iPhones are more than excellent and have all of these features. But because I typically film on my phone, I try to upgrade my camera whenever I'm able to. To preface this, I am not naturally a tech girl. I'm not the one you call for weird complications or problems with the motherboard or the hard drive or all of those things. But I am a total nerd for life systems and organization, which is why this is so fun for me. I've organized my phone with the goal of keeping it simple, clutter-free, and an ideal tool to be used in the way that I want it to be used. What I mean by that is that it's so easy to be used instead of being the ones using our phones to be used by them. Social media, marketing techniques, and addictive apps, the clock app, can take so much of our time and ultimately our lives without us even realizing. If you know me, you know that I am deeply passionate about intentional living. Living on purpose is something that means a lot to me. Personally, I don't find my habit of endless scrolling to be conducive to that. If that's something that you actually enjoy and you feel like adds to your life, power to you, it's just not for me. So I've been trying to scroll less, focus more, and just show up more in my real life, using my phone as a tool, not a hobby. So here's how I've set it up. One of the coolest Apple features that I really enjoy is their focus modes tool. So I have 3 focus modes that I use on my phone. I have a sleep mode, a work mode, and a personal mode. Sleep is the simplest. It blocks all my notifications, dims my lock screen, and keeps me from getting distracted by notifications as I'm getting ready to crawl into bed. I have my sleep focus set on a timer, so every night at 9:15, my phone goes into a wind down mode before my bedtime at 10 o'clock, which I definitely don't stick to every day, but whatever. At first, I actually hated the automatic turn on. I don't know why I left it on, because it actually drove me nuts every day that my notifications would just automatically stop coming through. But eventually I realized that missing those late night notifications was actually giving me so much of my life back. The reality is conversations that I was starting right before bed were not helping me wind down for the day or get ready to go to bed. It's also not a productive time to have important conversations. My sleep mode is set though so that if somebody calls twice within 3 minutes, their call will go through. So that way, in case of an emergency or something, I can be reached. Next is my personal focus mode. And I have this one on a timer as well. So every day at 5 p.m., my phone switches from work mode, which I'll talk about in a second, into personal mode. One of my favorite features about the different focus modes is that you can actually set different custom wallpapers to go with each focus. My personal and work modes have completely different backgrounds. I'll show you more when we get to the work modes, but currently my personal background photo is just this super cute photo of Zach and I that my friend Angela took of us right before we left Vancouver. I love it, very cute, makes me so happy. And as you can see, if I tap and hold the screen, then it zooms out and I can easily swipe between modes. I keep my personal lock screen very simple without a lot of widgets or add-ons. You can see up at the top here, I just have the weather as well as the date and time. And that way I can just easily at a glance see all of that. I previously had more on the lock screen with Google Calendar and reminders, but when I'm in personal mode, I don't typically need that. I do get notifications from Google Calendar, so if I have an event coming up, I'll get notified on my Apple Watch and my phone, so I know it's coming, but I don't need to see the schedule when I'm off the clock. My personal mode is basically just a normal setting. The only difference is that I have blocked certain work apps from sending me notifications during that time. I have previously struggled a lot with work-life boundaries. Being self-employed and working from home makes it really easy to, and also I love what I do. It's really easy to spend way too much time in work mode and miss out on life. And so making a lot of these little changes helps me kind of distinctly separate, okay, this is when I'm in work mode, this is when I'm in life mode. I also think it's helping me be a lot more efficient with my time, which is great. Finally, I have my work focus mode. So it's automatically turned on this morning, but okay. So as you can see, the background here is quite different. I just have this cute little collage I made on Canva. On the home screen, I have the same weather widget as I do have on my personal mode. And then I also have a Google Calendar widget and a reminders widget. So this is just letting me know I've scheduled that in 17 minutes, I'm going to have a break when I'm done filming this video. And then over here, I just have reminders that are coming up for the day, which is really great. I time block every single day in my life, actually every single weekday in my life using Google Calendar. So having that there for me is very helpful in terms of keeping track of where I'm at and what's coming up for the rest of the day. I'm currently playing around with the reminders app to see if I like it as a long-term system. The jury's still out for me, honestly. Stay tuned for updates on that. I also changed my app notifications during this mode so that the only notifications that light up on my screen are Google Calendar, Notion, Todoist, and when Zach texts me, that goes through as well. That is basically it for my focus modes. They're so simple, they're very, very easy to set up, but they've honestly helped me so much in my everyday life. And I just love like the very clear, distinct look of them and like how different that they look. I love my work background. It makes me so like motivated and excited to get to work. So that's really fun. So next up is my home screen. I decided I wanted to have 3 pages on my home screen because honestly, anything more than that just feels overwhelming to me. My first page is my life admin page. So at the top, I have a Google Calendar widget that shows both like a month at a glance, so I can see the date really easily. And then it also shows my 30 like time blocking things for the day. Obviously there's more than that later in the day, but I can see like what I'm supposed to be doing right now, which is filming this video, and then my break that's coming up. And then below that, I just have my music app, my camera app. I have maps, grocery apps, Flip, PC Optimum, and AnyList. And then I just have my Notion cleaning list. As I said, we're also, actually, I don't think I did say this. We're currently living with family and moving into our apartment in like 2 days. So we'll keep you posted on whether or not this works for me once we have a home. And below that, I have health apps, miscellaneous apps. So these are kind of like useful things that I don't want to delete, but like they don't really have a specific category. And then I have my faith apps, my ESV Bible, my Dwell audio Bible app, and then finance. And then here I have the shortcut for my Notion Life Hub. This is where I organize and schedule everything that's like 30,000 feet up for my life. Time blocking is my everyday. This is what's happening. This is when it's happening, and like the little details. Notion is more of where I house like the why of what's happening, the overarching kind of goals, big vision, and all of that. I stopped using Notion for a little bit, just like with the move. I don't think my system was set up super great before, but now I am playing around with it a lot more, and I'm very excited to get a better system set up for next year. I've been doing lots of 2023 planning on Notion, so very excited to share that kind of system in the next few weeks with you guys. The next page of my home screen is my work page. So I didn't want this to be the first thing I saw when I turned on my phone, but realistically, this is probably like the apps I use the most, so I needed it to be very easily accessible. This is where I have all of the apps and programs that I need for work on a daily or weekly basis. My notes app widget is up at the top left corner. That's what I use for short captures. Video ideas, caption ideas, posts I want to write. It's also where I house longer pieces of content that I need to have easily accessible. Captions right now, video scripts, everything like that. Next is my social apps, followed by my YouTube folder that contains everything related to video creation. And then I have photo, which is just Lightroom photos, InShot. This is for my gimbal and iMovie. Finally, a productivity folder, which I need to change that title because I like them all lowercase because it's pretty. So that just has Notion, Todoist, and then notes. I also have a Google Calendar widget here because when I'm working, this is probably the only page of my phone that I'll be on. So that way I can see everything that's coming up. And then below that, I have Like to Know It Creator. Feel free to follow me on Like to Know It if you want links to like home, fashion, productivity, all of the products that I like. Just files, which is very self-explanatory, and Canva, which I use to edit thumbnails, photos, Instagram graphics, everything like that. And then finally, the last page on my phone is my education page. I feel like my love of learning and like desire for knowledge and growth has really taken off in the last couple of years, particularly in the last like few months. I loved learning as a kid, and then I feel like high school beat that out of me a little bit. Now I'm back and I really love it again. So I'm trying to foster that. So I've set up the third page on my phone in the hopes of providing myself with the resources and tools to assist in that journey. So at the top left, I have an Audible widget. I love my Audible subscription. I love audiobooks. If you are trying to get back into reading or get into reading for the first time, I highly recommend an Audible subscription. Audiobooks are such an accessible, easy way to kind of like get back into the process. Next up, I have Instapaper and Readwise, which are kind of note-taking apps. I actually haven't set either of these up yet. I downloaded them because I would really like to. So Instapaper, I believe, allows you to like clip and save articles that you find online and come back to them, which is great because I feel like I always come across the most interesting things at times when I don't have a chance to read them. And then Readwise allows you to see all of your Kindle highlights and notes like organized, which is amazing. Then I just have the Kindle app. I also have the Kindle app on my iPad, which is where I typically use it, but I just have it on my phone too. Then I have GoodNotes. GoodNotes is where I have a digital planner. Unfortunately, I can't use it as much as I would like to. I honestly find time blocking a more effective system, and you can totally do it on a digital planner. I have pretty severe carpal tunnel syndrome, and using the Apple Pencil really strains my wrists, much worse than like typing on Google Calendar. So I just find that I stick to that more often. And then I just have this widget. This is a quote that I've had on my home screen for like 3 years. I love it. I think it's a really good reminder to myself. Okay, and then below that, I have a podcast widget, big podcast girl. I also wanted to tell you guys to go check out this podcast because I was recently featured as a guest on it. So definitely go check it out. It's my friend's podcast. It's called Dear Next Gen. It's incredible. Okay, so as I said, I have carpal tunnel and I've always loved journaling and documenting. I love writing things down, but because my wrists are so sensitive and so easily inflamed, I've just had to give up writing pen to paper as much as possible. So day one is actually a journaling app. Essentially, you can type out journal entries, I believe, or you can dictate voice to text. And I'm so excited about that because, as I said, I love journaling, but I can't write. And so I think that will be a really cool way to house journal entries that I can look back on and access quite easily without straining my wrists at all. So I'm really excited about that tool and to be able to use it more. And then I just have Pinterest, the Apple News app, and then the area where we just moved has a lot of French speaking, and I have not spoken French since high school. So I just have Google Translate and Duolingo because I'm trying to brush up on it and hopefully get better so the locals don't hate me. This is literally everything that's on my phone. This feels so simple and clean to me. I love it so much. That's exactly what I wanted. I definitely haven't eliminated time-wasting apps from my phone. Having things sorted and in like more clear categories helps me reach for them less and kind of keep them in the hours of my life that they belong. If digital planning and organization is your thing, then you're in the right place because I'm figuring it all out right now and telling you the whole process as I go along. So make sure to click the subscribe button for more videos coming soon about my whole Google Calendar process and everything I'm learning on Notion and all of that. If there are any specific videos you would like to see, make sure to leave a comment below and I will do my best to make those for you. I think that is everything, but I hope you have a good day because today is a good day to have a good day. And yeah, that's it. Bye.